Hi, my name is Cheesymanfredo, and I promise you that by the end of this video, you'll have the weapons, armor, and skills to get your own Adult Swim show. That's right, your very own sexy-ass Adult Swim show. Ching! But hold on, Cheesy. How do I get my own Adult Swim show? Ow! Same question at the very end. But that's a good question. You see, traditionally, you have to get an agent or be contacted directly by a development head in order to pitch your own show. What makes Adult Swim different is that the average Joe can contact them directly by phone every Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific Time or 9 p.m. Eastern on AdultSwim.com on a little stream called Development Meeting.
Little do they know I got the pesos. Little do they know I got to say so. Yeah. Little do they know I give a fuck about a trick.
Imagine you're having an exclusive meeting where you're pitching your idea for a show to development heads at Adult Swim. But the thing is, they're also recording a comedy podcast at the same time. And if you're not funny, they drop you. That's Development Meeting. Starting back in 2018, Development Meeting is a live stream hosted by Adult Swim Vice President of Development Walter Newman and Head of Development Cameron Tang, along with Development Assistant Jordy Askins and their unseen stream director, the mysterious Eric Lacombe. They're there every Thursday afternoon ready for your billion-dollar pitches. All you gotta do is pick up your phone and call, and have an account on AdultSwim.com. Each live stream is under an hour with at least a minimum of 3 to 4 callers. Once a caller is on stream, they can present their pitch and the host will give them feedback on the presentation. Walter and Cam are both incredibly mellow hosts. They will never insult your ideas. Instead, they will push a soundboard button that will insult you for them.
Host of. This is my show, alright? I'm a host of the show.
Saying.
Their criticism is quick due to the length of the stream, but it's constructive, and they'll never push anyone away.
Would it be possible to call back?
Yeah, you're always welcome
more
to.
ideas, feel free to call back.
The stream isn't the most serious. It's very much a quasi-comedy podcast hosted by two very powerful people at Adult Swim.
We could crush Federator with one button. If I push the finger down, if I brought this finger down,
No,
it's
it's a
over
good
for
reason,
Federator.
Walter.
It's a good reason.
We do the same thing to Disney.
Most of the time they're goofy. They like to include the callers into their bits and jokes. Being able to vibe with them will help you in the long run.
And I will put you on the board if you can do a wicked hardcore scream right now.
Sometimes they even have guest hosts who will help in the feedback process.
What the fuck, Lois of a fucking bear?
And that's basically Development Meeting.
Wow, can I pitch my own show now? No! Because first you gotta know what you're pitching for. Of that.
Do they know I give a fuck about a trick? Little do they know I came from nothing to rich. I hear them screaming, run.
We'll go into what your pitch should be after this, but first we gotta know exactly what you're aiming to get with your pitch. There's a certain set of bars one is aiming for when jumping into the stream.
So at the lowest bar is to get feedback. And when I say feedback, I mean constructive criticism on your show, right? When I say constructive criticism, I mean constructive criticism. They're not there to bounce back ideas with you. You should already have all the ideas with you. They're just criticizing it. You actually have unlimited tries to get feedback just as long as you keep calling in and you're showing them something new. Like you're actually listening to them and like fixing everything they tell you to fix. Now the highest bar is to get your own Adult Swim show. I'm gonna be honest with you, no one has gotten a show through Development Meeting yet. We're gonna talk about that thing a little bit later. And the middle bar, we're aiming for that cash prize, baby.
We're gonna give away up to $500.
You can win with a pitch, you can win with a good question, you can win a variety of ways.
It's called Acquiring the Bag. Every stream has a $500 cash prize that's split between 3 callers that made it onto the board. The cash prize is not split evenly, it's based on merit, so the better the pitch, the more money you'll get. This is what realistically we'll be aiming for in this video, and of course getting your own show. But wait, there's other things you can earn besides the cash prize. They have on several occasions bought scripts from callers, and have hired callers to make bumpers for their live streams.
You make like a, and it doesn't have to be directly talking about us, but a development meeting promo
That's
for
exactly
us
what I
with
was
the
thinking.
500 that we give you. You want to order a script from them, so you either lawyer up or we're not gonna do you wrong. You know what I'm saying? We just TV executives. We're just a big TV network. We're not gonna do it wrong. We're gonna do something that's fair for both of us. You know what I'm saying, baby? We gonna treat you fair. You're gonna be big stars.
This isn't exactly getting your own show, but it's the next best thing, which is getting connections in the industry.
And remember, this is also a comedy podcast. They want regulars, especially regulars who are funny and always showing them the cool things they're working on. That's a very easy way to show you have commitment.
So those are the bars you gotta be thinking about when you're pitching your own show. I recommend you aim for that. Wow, can I pitch my own show now?
I can see you watching, nigga. Little do they know I got that sound.
Here are easy things you gotta make sure you don't screw up when presenting your pitch.
Have an account on AdultSwim.com. Always drop your links in the comments section of the live stream on AdultSwim.com, not the YouTube live stream. If you're using Google Docs, make sure your link is just viewable. Don't link it as editor because you don't want a stranger to jump in and mess with your Google Doc. Have good phone reception. Have good internet connection. If you're watching the live stream, mute it when you get on the show because they're gonna overhear what you're watching while they listen to you on the phone. Don't be rude, be professional, and never take any of their criticism personally. Sign the release form, especially if you want some money. They won't give it to you unless you do. At least watch 1 or 2 episodes of Development Meeting before calling in.
Actually, side note, not all episodes of Developer Meeting are available to watch. You see, they used to originally run the stream just on AdultSwim.com, and they would keep the older recordings on the website for 4 weeks, right? And once those 4 weeks were up, they would delete them off the site, and they probably did that to save space. Then in 2019, when they started live streaming at the same time on YouTube, they would keep all those recordings on a playlist that you can watch on the Adult Swim YouTube channel, right? It's just 64 episodes that are available to watch, and it does really suck that we're missing out on the majority of 2018's episodes. Okay, I think that was good.
Little do they know I got that sound. Little do they know I run the town. Judge a man by the look in his eyes.
A pitch package, aka a pitch bible, is basically a professional presentation of what your show is about. It's like a slideshow that describes everything you need to know about your show. Reading directly off the pitch sample that Development Meeting provides, a pitch bible should have title of the show, the name of the creator, that's you or whoever you co-created the show with, format of the show, how long are episodes, a log line, a description of the world the show takes place in, the characters we'll be following, synopsis of every episode. I recommend that you keep it to 10 episodes. Any visual art or animation you have. Actually, you could have the whole package covered in visuals, anything that represents your show well.
And that's all you need to know. But what's a log line?
A logline is a brief, usually one-sentence summary of your show that states the central conflict the characters face in the story, often a synopsis of the story's plot, and an emotional hook to interest potential viewers. A lot of people refer to this as the elevator pitch. It's mostly used to persuade audiences to check out your show. In this case, Walter, Cam, Jordy, and Eric are the audience, and you're trying to captivate them. If you're still not sure what a logline is, here are a couple of example loglines from other Adult Swim shows. Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Former superhero Space Ghost hosts his own surrealist talk show with his former enemies Zorak and Moltar, who are always at opposite ends with Space Ghost's direction of the show. Xavier Renegade Angel. The spirit quest of self-absorbed mutant freak Xavier as he goes from town to town, helping people in need, but always making their problems 10 times worse. Rick and Morty. The misadventures of alcoholic mad scientist Rick and his reluctant teenage grandson Morty, as they cause and fix different sci-fi problems wherever they go. Super Jail. Willy Wonka runs a prison.
Breaking Bad, they can elevator pitch.
Ned Flanders becomes Scarface. That's an interesting
That's
one
pretty good.
sentence. There you go.
Sold.
Sold.
Aside from the last two, which were more like elevator pitches, The logline I presented are very character driven. The characters run the plot. They go through a more or less emotional journey. The host of development meeting wants to see characters they could get invested in. It's your job to make sure that logline can hook them. Too many times we see callers get too caught up in over-explaining their premise or the lore of their world. With a logline, you get straight to the point and don't get caught up with all that fluff. If you fumble with your logline or you can't fully explain your show, they aren't going to have an idea of what your show is truly about, and then they will ask you the dreaded question.
Maybe try to take us through an episode.
Okay. Well, essentially, like, it is based off a webcomic.
But hey, you might be able to actually skip saying your logline if you have a video or animation that will convey your logline for you. Wow, can I pitch my own show now? No! Because I gotta tell you exactly what you won't be pitching.
You can lose that bread, don't lose that love. Don't lose it, strong will won't bend nor fall. Little nigga, but I will stand.
So there's a couple pitches they don't want to hear. They're very reoccurring, and right away they get shot down.
What you should not pitch. No cop shows. They already have too many cop shows. No hell shows. They already have a hell show. No show about talking objects or food. Unless you think your show idea is better than Aqua Teen Hunger Force, don't pitch it.
And the guy in here. The Bible. This is the Bible. You question the words of the mighty Jimmy?
Don't pitch shows with celebrities or actors that aren't part of your project. There's never a guarantee you can get these people if your show gets picked up. No shows where people smoke a lot of weed. You might think that contradicts a lot of what Adult Swim already does, but Adult Swim doesn't make shows about stoners. They make shows that stoners can enjoy. And weed stopped being funny in the mid-2000s.
So my show is called A Dog That Smokes Weed, and it's about a dog that smokes weed. I love your idea so much. I think it has the potential to change the world.
Also, here's my suggestion of things they don't explicitly shoot down, but are not recommended to pitch. No drama/serious shows. No nothing that feels like it's for kids or young adults.
For me, it feels a little YA, which is not, I don't think, an issue. I think that you have a pretty good YA premise here. I'm curious, maybe just how you're breaking it down. It feels kind of more in the vein of like a graphic novel.
Development meeting explicitly wants comedy shows for Adult Swim. They may not say it, but it seems like they want episodic shows. Nothing plot driven.
That's the thing I don't see is the comedy in it so far. And that's why my
You
question
ain't
was.
even listen, no.
They weren't even talking.
They were half talking. I could hear.
Yeah, no,
Trust
Jordy
me,
got it.
I got it.
Jordy got it immediately. You know why?
Mamma mia!
Cooking.
Sure, you might say Adult Swim does do serious plot-driven shows, but those are the exception. You're not Gendy Tartakovsky.
The first time I pitched Primal, Mike said no.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love that you said that because the story that's out there is completely different.
Now here's two reoccurring pitches that are incredibly hard to pull off. The sketch show and the talk show. The sketch show pitch and the talk show pitch kind of have the same problems. Either they aren't funny or they're too much like existing Adult Swim shows. A lot of people pitch sketch shows like Tim and Eric, but why would they want a Tim and Eric like sketch show when they already have Tim and Eric? The same could be said with talk show pitches. Either it's too much like Space Ghost or Eric Andre. You can still pitch sketch shows or talk shows, but they have to be incredibly different from existing Adult Swim shows. They also gotta be funny. The same goes for any show that already exists on Adult Swim. Why would you pitch a Rick and Morty-like show if they already have Rick and Morty? And here's a pitch that they're open to, but no one has nailed yet. The game show pitch. I really can't give advice on what it should be. All I can tell you is that it should have replay value, be funny, and affordable.
To condense a lot of what I told you, Development Meeting wants episodic comedic shows that can exist on Adult Swim. I didn't mention this earlier, but they want shows that don't feel too conventional. They want something new. That's what you should be trying to pitch when you go on stream. If that's not what you want to pitch, this stream ain't for you.
Actually, interesting tangent about pitching somewhere else. On October 1st, 2020 stream, a show called Little Lion's Den was pitched. The pitch was sorta rejected. They didn't represent the material the best they could. 2 months later, the show was picked up by Means TV and is now under streaming service. So don't feel too disgruntled if Adult Swim doesn't approve of it. Doesn't mean you have a bad show. You might just be pitching it to the wrong people.
Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the thing you 100% should have for your pitch. A video or animation.
Grow up to be like that loser cunt cousin you got right next to you.
Me?
I mean, this Aqua Teen Terror Squad. That's what it reminded me of.
Okay.
Little nigga, but I will stand tall. Bricks on my back like a laborer. I serve it up like a caterer. We all about loving you hating us.
Walter and Cam will straight up want you to skip the log line or any read through of the pitch package if you have animation or video to present. They want to see that first. The video could be anything from your show, whether it's an animatic, a clip, or a whole ass pilot. They want to see it.
Now, this is what I recommend your video or animation should be. It should be your log line condensed into a clip. Now that might sound impossible, but do you remember that Rick and Morty log line I gave you earlier? The first scene of episode 1 of Rick and Morty is literally that log line. Not exactly, but it gets everything that's important.
Presented in anti-copyright claimo vision.
Morty, you gotta come on. You gotta come with
What,
me.
Rick? What's going on?
I got a
It's
surprise for you,
the middle
Morty.
of the night. What are you talking about?
Come on, I got a surprise for you. Come on, hurry up. Gotta go.
Ow,
Gotta go.
ow,
Gotta get out
ow,
of here.
you're tugging
Come
me
on,
too
I got a
hard.
surprise for you, Morty. What do you think of this flying vehicle, Morty? I built it out of stuff I found in the garage.
Yeah, Rick, it's great. Is this the surprise?
Morty, I had to make a bomb, Morty. I had to create a bomb.
What? A bomb?
What's so great about this clip is that you get right away who the characters of Rick and Morty are. Their dynamic is the backbone of the show. You get to see Rick's spaceship, so you know right away the show is going to be a sci-fi. Also, this clip is really funny, which is very important because anything you present should be funny. Also, this is the opening of the show, which is even better because you get everything you need to know right away. Now, let's say you have a pilot with a boring opening. There's 2 ways you could fix that. You redo the opening so it condenses your log line, and make it funny of course. Or instead of presenting the whole pilot, you just present the most interesting clip of the pilot. That also gets the log line across.
Now you might be thinking that having a pilot is the best way to go. That's not always the case, especially if the pilot isn't funny or if it isn't adult swim appropriate. They have denied industry professional pilots before.
Also, you don't have to pitch with a pilot. If there's an episode later in the season that is way better than what's in the pilot, present that. You can present a season finale if you want. Always show your best stuff first.
If the second half of your thing picks up, like have that part of that thing queued up for us, because I think a lot of times in our experience we make pilots and stuff that just end up becoming just feeling too premisey, and like I think we can all agree that it's not our favorite to air a premise pilot or read one, because it's just like always set up and backstory and like fuck all that shit. If you have bangers that like come in episode 5, sometimes we'll have development deals with people where we'll be like, okay, fuck this idea, let's go, what's your season finale even? Like get us to some exciting shit, like what's the banger? So sometimes you only get one shot, right? And what does Eminem say? Don't miss this opportunity. It's once in a lifetime.
There you go.
If Jordy's never heard an Eminem song.
And don't make a video that literally just explains the lore and the backstory and all the little nooks and crannies of the show. Don't do that. It's better to show than to tell. Remember that.
We're all so excited about our ideas, and then we're our own worst enemy because we can't.
Right.
We're so excited. There's so much cool stuff, but you guys are just looking for this.
Right.
And all
we definitely look at it differently than you, for sure. But
Yeah.
you're totally right. That's great advice for being like on that side.
And it doesn't mean that you don't need that. I think you need
absolutely.
texture and everything in your project. But
Yeah, it's like if you're pitching Finding Nemo and you go, it's about the ocean.
Right.
Anything video animation they really want to see, here's a spoiler for you. Having the freshest, funniest, most adult swim appropriate pilot is the way to instant. Wow, can I pitch my own show?
Bread's hard and they don't know. Red bone, she won't go. Bet she leave when the bread go. I remember waking up at night, thinking where mama at.
Let me be more specific. To get your own Adult Swim show, you need a very funny pilot for a comedy series that perfectly fits and is new to Adult Swim, made by a team that's ready to produce more episodes in the Georgia or LA area, because that's where William Street is located. And that's the simple answer. Of course, no show has ever been picked up by a development meeting, but there is one show who perfectly embodies that answer I just gave you. Let me tell you about Skeleton Landlord.
Hello, I'm Skeleton69.
Thank you.
Oh, I should have known.
You just read them the riot act for fucking
All right,
up.
I'm sorry. You're on the show
All right.
now. I was
Okay,
hot.
yeah.
I was anxious. I wanted to be violent.
Hmm.
So now it's your turn. Take us through it.
Okay. So, Skeleton Landlord, we got a YouTube link there for the pitch.
Presented on July 11th, 2019, Skeleton Landlord was a pilot pitched by Skeleton69. I mentioned earlier that they usually want to skip any form of basic verbal pitching and go straight into whatever animation you have. And let me tell you, Skeleton Landlord pilot has all the check boxes marked.
Busting a nut? Sir, I think you mean breaking a sweat.
Yeah, baby, busting a nut. You know, slipping and sliding on those wet white ropes, tossing ropes on my fans.
The first few minutes tell you right away what kind of character the titular Skeleton Landlord is. You get a sense of the dynamic between him and the maintenance man, and how strange the rest of the world is around them. That might sound very simple, but it also covers the checkbox of new for Adult Swim. And the most important checkbox, it's actually funny.
It was so good that when it got on the board, the third place caller didn't get any money because it all went to Skeleton Landlord.
Well, look, there might be something more for us to do with this. Like either take what you've made and pay to put it on our YouTube, or we can watch the rest and see if there's more. But this is one of the better things we've seen on here, I think, in a while.
Where are you guys geographically?
We're in Atlanta.
Perfect.
Skeleton69, along with his partner, came back twice to talk more about Skeleton Landlord.
I think we can do better than a script. I mean, what are you thinking, Walt? New?
I was thinking script.
Well, what about if we put it on TV and like pay you, I don't know, like that's $5,000 to put it on TV.
We should buy it. We should buy it in $10,000. Buy Skeleton Landlord and give them a script to write another episode of it.
So
I'm
down with that.
I mean, I'm in love with that idea. I'm ready to sign on the dotted line. It
Yeah.
sounds like the number went up there, though.
Yeah.
No,
Me and Doug are shaking hands right now.
This is a development meeting first.
It's true.
Yeah. We're extremely excited. I mean, I'm very stoked that you guys are offering this.
These guys spent a year making this.
That was
This was not.
For all
This
you
is
out
no
here,
easy money.
For us to port this to television, they spent a year. It's a quality thing. It's got a really original voice. A character we just kind of fell in love with, honestly.
We like the character and what you guys are doing so much. We wanted to have you guys write a script for a future episode, and I think that's why we're here. To hear some ideas, because this is development meeting.
We came up with 3 quick episode ideas. And the first episode is called Yellow Gold.
This show started on development meeting, so it's cool to see it, like the stories come out through this, and people will see it on the air soon, and that'll be awesome.
Of course, anything about Skeleton Landlord becoming a show is behind closed doors. Plus, as of making this video, we're still in a pandemic, so that just makes everything on the production side extra laggy. So let's wait and see if in 2 to 3 years where Skeleton Landlord might be. For now, you can go on the Adult Swim YouTube channel and watch it for yourself.
And while you're on the Adult Swim YouTube channel, why don't you go over and check out the Development Meeting playlist? Besides Development Meeting being very insightful, it's actually a very fun show to watch. And hey, you know how to get your own show now. You feeling lucky, big boy? Why don't you pick up the phone and call? So am I finally ready to pitch my own show? No, because Development Meeting live stream doesn't exist anymore. That's right, it got canceled back in November, just like all the other Adult Swim live streams. Over, you fool, you missed your chance. Now you can't call in and pitch your show, VillainVerse, based on the comic book series by Alfredo Morales. It's a space opera where every character's on the dark side. It's like Super Jail in space. And the majority of it is free to read online. Links below. Fuck you.
Tune on in and get that big old bag and shoot those wet white ropes on AdultSwim.com. Development Meeting, baby.
Perfect.